Deham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Pad Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Chadivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagan Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayavacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatare Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Hare Krishna. Today is also the auspicious appearance day of Srila Bhakti Charu Swami, one of the intimate and most beloved disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Charu Swami Niti Namine Snigdha Cheta Supraneta Vagminam cha rasaplutam Prabhupada gata prana Naumi bhakti charupadam. So Maharaj is very dear to Lord Krishna. Why? Because he has taken shelter of Srila Prabhupada and is very expert in compiling devotional literature. For the first time ever, when Bhakti Charu Maharaj had the opportunity to meet Srila Prabhupada, in that first meeting, in the first interaction, Srila Prabhupada told him that you translate all my books in Bengali. Prabhupada's own language, Prabhupada's own mother tongue. Prabhupada gave the books in English, and Prabhupada gave this service to Srila Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. Srila Prabhupada has delivered many moons. Normally we see one moon in the sky, but in Srila Prabhupada's spiritual sky, there are many moons. And one of the most outstanding moon is Srila Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. He met Srila Prabhupada in January 1977 for the first time. And Prabhupada was in planet till November 1977 only. In less than 1 year of association and service, Maharaj became so special. Maharaj became Srila Prabhupada's personal secretary, personal servant, most intimate companion of Srila Prabhupada. And one more very interesting fact about Srila Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj is that his appearance day is 17th September 1945. And 17th September is the day when Srila Prabhupada embarked on Lord Chaitanya's mission on the land of America. When you study the Markine Bhagavad Dharma, that poem, Prabhupada is writing on the 17th of September 1965. And I remember some of my good friends who were disciples of His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. Maharaj never ever allowed anyone to observe his Vyas Puja. Maharaj only allowed that this be observed at Srila Prabhupada's arrival in America. The two most important dates in Gaudiya Vaishnava history. What are the two most important dates in Gaudiya Vaishnava history? One is the day of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's advent, the day when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. And the second most important day is the day when Srila Prabhupada reached the land of America to fulfill the mission of Lord Chaitanya, for which Lord Chaitanya appeared. There is a lot to say, but in short, in such a short span, Bhakti Charu Maharaj, by his surrender, by his service, by his submission, and by his sweetness, in spite of Prabhupada being a Jagat Acharya, after having spread the entire Krishna consciousness movement in all parts of the world. So he met the last leg of Srila Prabhupada's Leela. He became so intimate by his very special mood of service and submission. So we remember, and Maharaj's sweetness is known when you hear his bhajans. Very, very sweet Bangla. First time when I heard Shad Goswami Ashtakam, my senior was playing it on his laptop when I came new. So I asked him that, who is singing? And he said, it is Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. I had 4 occasions to personally have the audience of Srila Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. And all were very, very memorable. Very, very kind-hearted, very sweet, very soft, and very much encouraging and appreciated. First time I met Maharaj when I was in the ISKCON Food Relief Foundation, 2009. Maharaj was the chairman of ISKCON Food Relief Foundation. And I was in Delhi. So we were all called in Mumbai. We had a All India get-together conference. And Guru Maharaj and Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj both were there in Juhu, Mumbai. I was also staying there, and all were staying there. So I personally went to his room, and Maharaj inquired that what service I do, and Maharaj very much encouraged and appreciated that I gave up my job and accepted the service of ISKCON Food Relief Foundation. Second time, my good friend Sarang Thakur Prabhu from Vrindavan, he introduced me to Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj at Srila Prabhupada's Disappearance Day festival in Vrindavan. And Maharaj asked me, what can I do for you? I said, Maharaj, you please give your blessings. And Maharaj was very pleased. He said, you have Srila Prabhupada's blessing. Very, very humble. He never said, you have my blessings. And third time I met when Maharaj's disciple Anand and Atma Prabhu, Maharaj was staying in their residence in Gurgaon. They had called me. Very, very, very down to earth and very loving, very encouraging. So Maharaj was performing Kirtan that day. Maharaj performed almost 2 hours of Kirtan, and we were all relishing Kirtan. He was such dedicated to Prabhupada. I mean, amazing surrender to Prabhupada. For the first almost 20 years, he dedicated in translating all of Srila Prabhupada's book in Bengali. And then after that, Maharaj made a serial, Abhay Charan Day, that was broadcasted on national TV. Millions and millions of viewers all over India watched. How many of you have watched Abhay Charan Day? Not watched? You have watched, Ramya?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Very well made, researched. And of course, Maharaj made an offering to Srila Prabhupada by giving a very beautiful temple in Ujjain, Radha Madan Mohan. And that temple was built in a record time, just 10 months. And he always encouraged everyone to come and take shelter of Srila Prabhupada. So we remember the glorious contributions of Srila Bhakti Swami Maharaj. I could not speak in the morning. We had a Vyas Puja program, but I had to go because my mother was not well. I had to take her to the doctor. So I missed that program. So I was feeling bored. And some of his disciples are very good friends of mine for so many years. Very, very simple-hearted devotees, very down to earth, and very much dedicated to service. One of the outstanding whose moonshine is giving so much of energy and enlightenment to all those who are coming in Krishna consciousness. His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj ki. And now we'll continue on the 7th chapter, the scheduled incarnations and their specific functions. We discussed till Nar Narayan Rishis. So they appeared to demonstrate how one should perform austerity and penances, tapasya. One of the 4 regulative principles that we follow is to observe tapasya. Pradeep, you received the Bhagavatam set? I was seeing today.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. Yesterday you received.
And you received it. Okay. And delivered in Bhopal also. Ramya, you check with Swapnaja.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Manoram Prabhu and Pranab Prabhus will be delivered in 2-3 days. You know what? Since yesterday I am getting an inquiry of 10 Bangla Bhagavatam sets and 10 Chaitanya Charitamrita. Because no Bangla Bhagavatam is available all over India. Not even one copy is available. So I checked with my good friend in Vrindavan. I told him that you get me from Mayapur. He said it is not available. I am looking for it. So Pranab, don't sell it at a discount. It is not available anywhere in India. Bangla Bhagavatam.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah. It will now come only in November during marathon. Whatever was printed has all been sold out. Nothing is remaining. This time there was an overwhelming response of Srimad Bhagavatam, all India. All the books printed, mainly everything is sold out. Nothing is remaining. So now everybody has to take a reprint. A new print of all. The amazing mercy of Srila Prabhupada. Whatever they had expected, it has been sold much more than that. More than 5,000 Bangla Bhagavatam sets have been sold by the Mayapur team. So they have exhausted everything. And nothing is remaining. Amazing. It is mercy. If we engage and attempt for the service, it is special mercy. Prabhupada has already distributed. Prabhupadasya sahityam ya prakashasya vitirya. These acharyas have already done that. We are only getting the favor. We are only getting the credit. It is already sold. Okay. So we move forward to the next incarnation after Nar and Narayan. Kamam dahanti kritano nanurosh drishtya rosham dahantam utatena dahanti ashayam soayam yad antaram alam pravishan viveti kama katham nu punarasya manashrayata. Great stalwarts like Lord Shiva. This is continuation of the glories of Nar and Narayan Rishis. Great stalwarts like Lord Shiva can by their wrathful glance overcome lust and vanquishing. Yet they cannot be free from the overwhelming effects of their own wrath. Such wrath can never enter into the heart of him, whom? Lord Nar and Narayan, who is above all this. So how can lust take shelter in his mind? In the previous verse it was told that how the heavenly damsels, the celestial beauties, the companions of Cupid, went to try to break the vows of Nar and Narayan rishis, but they were unsuccessful. When Lord Shiva was engaged in severe austere meditation, Cupid, the demigod of lust, threw his arrow of sex desire. Lord Shiva, thus being angry at him, glanced at Cupid in great wrath, and at once the body of Cupid was annihilated. Although Lord Shiva was so powerful, he was unable to get free from the effect of such wrath. But in the behavior of Lord Vishnu, there is no incident of such wrath at any time. On the contrary, Bhrigu Muni tested the tolerance of Lord by purposely kicking his chest. But instead of being angry at Bhrigu Muni, the Lord begged his pardon, saying that Bhrigu Muni's foot might have been badly hurt because of the Lord's chest is too hard. So what is being told is the character of Narayan Rishi, that he was always situated in goodness. He never allowed lust or anger to affect him. And the other incident is of Bhrigu Muni. You all know the story. When all the sages, they wanted to decide that among the Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh, who is the topmost. And though they assigned this service to Bhrigu Muni. And Bhrigu, when he reached the Vaikuntha Lok, he saw Lord reclining on the Anantashesh and Mother Lakshmi massaging the feet. He abruptly kicked the chest. And how the Lord responded? Although Lakshmi Devi was very, very angry with the act of Bhrigu Muni, and she cursed that the Brahmanas will always remain poor. But Lord Vishnu, he begged pardon, saying that Bhrigu Muni's foot might have been badly hurt because the Lord's chest was too hard. The Lord has the sign of Bhrigu Muni's foot, Bhrigu Path, as the mark of tolerance. The Lord, therefore, is never affected by any kind of wrath. So how can there be any place for lust, which is less strong than wrath? When lust or desire is not fulfilled, there is appearance of wrath. What is the principle? When the lust or desire is not fulfilled, there is appearance of wrath. Quickly, you should all know this Pramana, this verse. Very basic. Yes, Dayāśīl Prabhu.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी धयते विश्वाम पुंस संगस्ते उपजायते.
Give the exact thing, na? Don't give me the full verse. What is being asked? Okay. You should know the exact line. Why you are giving the full verse? Bolo. Kamat krodha vijay. Simple. Why you have to give such explanation which is not required? From Kam comes Krodha. When the lust is not fulfilled, it turns into wrath. And when lust is fulfilled, what is the effect? Pradeep? When lust is fulfilled, what is the effect? When lust is not fulfilled, there is wrath or anger. And when lust is fulfilled, what is the effect?
Intelligence fail.
No. When lust is fulfilled, intelligence fails. Intelligence fails when there is anger. Understanding must be there, not like a parrot you have to just repeat. Pranab?
Don't know, Prabhuji.
Greed. How don't you know? When the lust is fulfilled, it pushes the living condition into greed. That is why Krishna says there are 3 doorways to hell: Krama, Krodha and Lobha. Is it not there? The Lord is known as Apkam, for one who can fulfill his desires by himself. He does not require anyone's help to satisfy his desire. Does the Lord require anyone to satisfy his desire? Yes or no? Does the Lord require anyone to fulfill his desire? Yes or no? Raise your hand. How many of you say he does not require? Raise your hand. Huh? He does not require or he requires? I am saying those who feel that he does not require, please raise your hand. Two of you are saying he does not require. What about others? What is your understanding, Manoram?
Prabhuji, I am maybe little bit contradicting because of the
Yes, of
statement.
course, you are contradicting because you do not have clarity in your heart. That is true. I accept that fact. This is the point. You don't have clarity. Then you are confused. And what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, one who is in doubt, one who is samshaya atma, you are coming in that category, which is even more worse. Does he require or not? You answer me this. Manoram, I'm not going to spare you. So many times I have joined in the morning before 6, I have only found you once. I have found most of the time Purushottam is there and Pradeep has also started to be there. I joined before 5:30. No point in joining after 5:30. That means you have already, your laziness is already covered you. Tell me, come on, give me the answer.
Prabhuji, once we have read, Prabhuji, that to increase his happiness, he creates the jivas. So in that sense, actually, yes, to increase his happiness,
But here Prabhupada is saying that
I
he's
think it is
Kama. He is able to fulfill all his desires. Okay, what you are saying is not wrong. Give me the pramana where it is mentioned. You remember? If you quote something, Prabhupada, then it is, as you said, it will become contradictory. Because here Prabhupada is saying that he is Aptkam. Give me a more complete answer. I just gave you the clear message. You have to connect or catch that. Who will reply? I've already given you the evidence. Strong evidence. Bolo Purushottam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Because Prabhu Lord is self-sufficient, so he does not मतलब उनको वो अपनी इच्छाओं की तुष्टि अपने आप कर सकते हैं, उनको किसी और की जरूरत नहीं है.
I don't agree. What did I tell you? The two most important dates in Gaudiya Vaishnava history. What you people are hearing and understanding. What are the two most important dates?
So one Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance day and other is Prabhupada's
Yeah. So why did Mahaprabhu not able to spread the entire movement in the entire world? Why Prabhupada had to come? Huh? Why Krishna could not speak Bhagavad Gita before Arjuna?
So he wants to glorify his
What
devotees.
glorify? Yeah, glorify because he is dependent on his devotees. Krishna says, Aham Bhakta Paradhina, Hi Aswatantra Iva Dhuja. What does Paradhina mean? If he is Swatantra. Out of his love, he shows his complete dependence on his devotees. So in a way, he requires his devotees to fulfill his mission. The Lord cannot give bhakti. He does not give bhakti to anyone. Rather, that department of bestowing bhakti is not with the Lord. It is there only with his devotees. So he has to depend on his devotees to spread bhakti, to spread his message. Lord Chaitanya came as a devotee. Why? To spread the message of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. He had to take the role of a devotee. And even after he came, he had to take the support of so many of his associates. But he is not dependent on anyone else in a sense. He does not require the help of any demigod. For that matter, he does not require any other resource. But to spread the message of love, he depends on his devotees. It will come. He does not require anyone's help to satisfy his desire. The Lord is unlimited, and therefore his desires are also limited. All living entities but the Lord are limited in every respect. Then how can the limited satisfy the desires of unlimited? The conclusion is that the absolute personality of Godhead has neither lust nor anger. And even if there is sometimes the show of lust and anger by the absolute, it should be considered an absolute benediction. Vidada sapatni udhita patribhir antirajno balopi sannupagatas tapase vanani tasmada dhruvagatim grinate prasanno divyastuvanti munayo yat upari adhastat. Oh. Being insulted by sharp words spoken by the co-wife of the king, even in his presence, Prince Dhruva, sapatni udita patribhir antirajno balo api san upagata tapase vanani tasmad adad dhruvagatim grinataye prasanno. Dhruva, O Maharaj. Being insulted by sharp words spoken by the co-wife of the king, even in his presence, Prince Dhruva, though only a boy, took to severe penance in the forest. And the Lord, being satisfied by his prayer, awarded him the Dhruv planet, which is worshipped by great sages, both upward and downwards. So the next incarnation is Dhruva. When he was only 5 years old, Prince Dhruva, a great devotee of the son of Maharaj Uttanpad, was sitting on the lap of his father. His stepmother did not like the king's patting her stepson, so she dragged him out, saying that he could not come to sit on the lap of the king because he was not born out of her womb. The little boy felt insulted by this act of his stepmother. Nor did his father make any protest, for he was too attached to his second wife. After this incident, Prince Dhruv went to his own mother and complained. His real mother also could not take any step against the insulting behavior, so she wept. The boy inquired from his mother how he could sit on the royal throne of his father. And the poor queen replied that only the Lord could help him. The boy inquired where the Lord could be seen, and the queen replied that it is said that the Lord is sometimes seen by great sages in the dense forest. The child prince decided to go into the forest to perform severe penances in order to achieve his objective. Prince Dhruv performed a stringent type of penance under the instruction of his spiritual master Sri Narad Muni, who was specifically deputed for this purpose by the personality of Godhead. Prince Dhruv was initiated by Narad into chanting the hymn composed of 12 syllables, namely Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. The Lord Vasudeva incarnated himself as Prishni Garbha, the personality of Godhead with 4 hands, and awarded the prince a specific planet above the 7 stars. Prince Dhruv, after achieving success in his undertaking, saw the Lord face to face, and he was satisfied that all his needs were fulfilled. The planet awarded to Prince Dhruva Maharaj is the fixed Vaikuntha Loka planet, Vaikuntha planet, installed in the material atmosphere. Very important. Prabhupada is giving the detail that it is a Vaikuntha planet which is installed in the material atmosphere by the will of the Supreme Lord Vasudeva. This planet, although within the material world, will not be annihilated at the time of devastation, but will remain fixed in its place. And because it is a Vaikuntha planet, never to be annihilated, it is worshipped even by the denizens of the 7 stars situated below the Dhruva planet, as well as by the planets which are even above the Dhruva planets. Maharishi Bhrigu is situated above the Dhruva planet. So this incarnation which satisfies Dhruva is Prishni Garbha. So the Lord incarnated himself as Prishni Garbha just to satisfy a pure devotee of the Lord. And Prince Dev achieved this performance simply by chanting the hymn mentioned above, after being initiated by another pure devotee, Narada. A serious personality can thus achieve the highest perfection of meeting the Lord and attain his objective simply by being guided by a pure devotee. Very important. A serious personality can thus achieve the highest perfection of meeting the Lord and attain his objective simply by being guided by a pure devotee, who automatically approaches by dint of one's serious determination to meet the Lord by all means. The description of Prince Dhruv's activity can be read in detail in the 4th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So the next incarnation is Prishni Garbha. So you see, most of the incarnations, right from Varha. Varhadev came to kill Hiranyaksh and deliver Mother Earth. Then Kapil Muni came only to deliver his mother, liberated her. Dattatreya came to satisfy Anusuya and Atri Rishi. And, now Prishni Garbha came to satisfy Dhruva Maharaj. Yadvenam utpatagatam dvija vakya vajra Nishpruஷ்ඨा purusha bhagam niraya patantam Tratvyarthito jagati putra padam telebhe Dugdha vasuni vasudha sakalani yena Yad venam utpath gatam. So Maharaj went astray from the path of righteousness, and the Brahmanas chastised him by the thunderbolt curse. By this, King Vain was burned with his good deeds and opulence and was enrolled to hell. The Lord, by his causeless mercy, descended as his son by the name of Prithu, delivered the condemned king Vena from hell, and exploited the earth by drawing all kinds of crops as produce. So the next incarnation is of Maharaj Prithu. According to a system of Varnashram Dharma, the pious and learned Brahmanas were the natural guardians of society. The Brahmanas, by their learned labor of love, would instruct the administrators, kings, how to rule the country in complete righteousness. And thus the process would go on as a perfect welfare state. The kings or the Kshatriya administrators would always consult a council of learned Brahmanas. They were never autocratic monarchs. Scripture like the Manu Samhita and other authorized books of the great sages were guiding principles for ruling the subjects. And there was no need for less intelligent persons to manufacture a code of law in the name of democracy. Prabhupada is hammering. That there was no need for less intelligent persons to manufacture a code of law in the name of democracy. This is what is happening today. All less intelligent, foolish people. The less intelligent mass of people have very little knowledge of their own welfare. As a child has very little knowledge of its future well-being. The experienced father guides the innocent child toward the path of progress. And the childlike mass of people need similar guidance. The standard welfare codes are already there in Manu Samhita and other Vedic scriptures. The learned Brahmanas would advise the king in terms of those standard books of knowledge and with reference to the particular situation of time and place. Such Brahmanas were not paid servants of the king, and therefore they had the strength to dictate to the king on the principles of the scriptures. The system continued even up to the time of Maharaj Chandragupta, and the Brahmana Chanakya was his unpaid prime minister. Maharaj Vain did not adhere to this principle of ruling, and he disobeyed the learned Brahmanas. The broad-minded Brahmanas were not self-interested, but looked to the interest of complete welfare for all the subjects. They wanted to chastise King Vain for his misconduct, and so prayed to the Almighty Lord as well as curse the king. Long life, obedience, good reputation, righteousness, prospects of being promoted to higher planets, the blessings of great personalities are all vanquished simply by disobedience to the great soul. Very important, very, very important principle. I'm reading again, please hear very attentively. Long life, ayu, obedience, good reputation, righteousness, prospect of being promoted to higher planets, and blessings of great personalities are all vanquished simply by disobedience to a great soul. One should strictly try to follow in the footsteps of great souls. Maharaj Vain became a king undoubtedly due to his past deeds of righteousness. But because he willfully neglected the great souls, he was punished by the loss of all and the above mentioned acquisitions. In the Vaman Puran, the history of Maharaj Vain and his degradation is fully described. When Maharaj Prithu heard about the hellish condition of his father, Vain, who was suffering from leprosy in the family of Malechas, he at once brought the former king to Kurukshetra for his purification and relieved him of all sufferings. Maharaja Prithu, the incarnation of God, descended by the prayer of the Brahmanas to rectify the disorders on the earth. He produced all kinds of crop, but at the same time he performed the duty of a son who delivers his father from hellish condition. The word putra means one who delivers from hell, called put. That is a worldly son. So a son means putra. Tra means to deliver, and put means from the hell, called put. So if one becomes a father, then his purpose is only purposeful when his son becomes so powerful that he can deliver the father from going to this hellish life. Next, Nabheraso Rishabhas Sudevi Sunu Yova Chachara Samadrik Jara Yogacharyam Yad Paramhansayam Rishaya Padam Amananti Swastha Prashanta Karana Parimukta Sangaha. The Lord appeared as the son of Sudevi, the wife of King Nabhi, and was known as Rishabhadev. He performed materialistic yoga to equibalance the mind. This stage is also accepted as the highest perfection situation of liberation, wherein one is situated in oneself and is completely satisfied. So this is Rishabhadev, the son of Sudevi and King Nabhi. Out of many types of mystic performance for self-realization, the process of Jada Yoga is also one accepted by authorities. This Jada Yoga involves practicing becoming like a dumb stone and not being affected by material reaction. Becoming like a stone. Just as a stone is indifferent to all kinds of attacks and re-attacks of external situations, similarly, one practices Jada Yoga by tolerating voluntarily infliction of pain upon the material body. Such yogis, out of many self-infliction methods, practice plucking out the hair on their heads without shaving and without any instrumental help. But the real purpose of Jada Yoga practice is to get free from all material affection and to be completely situated in the self. At the last stage of his life, Emperor Rishabhadev wandered like a dumb madman, unaffected by all kinds of bodily mistreatment. Seeing him like a madman, wandering naked with long hairs and a long beard, less intelligent children and men in the street used to spit on him and urinate on his body. He used to lie in his own stool and never move, but his stool was aromatic, like fragrant flowers. And a saintly person would recognize him as a Paramhansa, one of the highest state of human perfection. One who is not able to make his stool fragrant should not, however, imitate Emperor Rishabhadev. Prabhupada is warning. Don't try. The practice of Jada Yoga was possible for Rishabhadev and others on the same level of perfection. But such an uncommon practice is impossible for an ordinary man. The real purpose of Jada Yoga, as mentioned here in this verse, is Prashant Karanaha, or subduing the senses. The whole process of yoga underwent heading, it may be so, to control the unbridled material senses and thus prepare oneself for self-realization. In this age specifically, this Jada Yoga cannot be of any practical value. But on the other hand, the practice of Bhakti Yoga is feasible because it is just suitable for this age. The simple method of hearing from the right source, Srimad Bhagavatam, will lead one to the highest perfectional stage of yoga. Rishabhadev was the son of King Nabhi and the grandson of King Agnidhara, and he was the father of King Bharata, after whose name this planet Earth was called Bharatvarsha. Rishabhdev's mother was also known as Meru Devi, although her name is mentioned here as Sudevi. It is sometimes proposed that Sudevi was another wife of King Nabhi. But since King Rishabhadev is mentioned elsewhere as the son of Meru Devi, it is clear that Meru Devi and Sudevi are the same persons under different names. So I'll stop here. These various incarnations are being mentioned. There's so much glory about hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Very fortunate by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, he has given this opportunity to all of us to be able to share and hear Srimad Bhagavatam. I'll stop here. If there is any question or any contribution, please go ahead. You people have completely stopped writing. In last more than 1 month, I have not received even one write-up. And you are telling me that however I speak or however I respect, you will not do it. I just read you the purport. Deliberate disobedience is very destructive. Give up your stubbornness of what your mind dictates. Your mind cannot deliver you. Can it deliver? Yes, it can deliver you to hell. If you want to traverse that path, then who can stop you? Minimum one write-up per week should come. That is telling Krishna that yes, I am interested in receiving this knowledge and I am making some effort. And even if that is not there, then who can help you? Who will help us? Dayāśīl Prabhu, you have given the message in that group?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. And you speak also?
Yeah, I personally call Prabhu.
Okay, very good. Okay, no one has anything to ask or share or speak? Then I am closing. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari